Good morning. Good morning. Happy Saturday. It's the weekend. All right. So my name is Laura Velarde. When you hop on, please be sure to say hello. Drop your favorite emoji. Let me know you're out there. If you're a new viewer, let me know that too. And if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. So I know that you're watching the replay. All right, so I'm excited to share with you brows. So I get asked a lot, how do I know? Or my brows are so thin, how do I know how to do them? I've never done my brows. And you know what? I didn't either. I didn't know how either, but I've learned a few tips along the way, and so I'm gonna share them with you. Okay. So I've already done all my foundation, my eyes are done, but if you look at my face now, it looks very unfinished. And brows really frame your face. And sadly, they are one of the first things that thin as you age. So for mature women like me, you really notice a woman's age by her brows. So I'm going to show you how do I recreate my brows, or what's an easy way to actually do my brows. So I'm going to show you that. Now, you know I'm your one compact makeup girl, and so I am your saint artist. And so I am going to use my contour color, because my contour color doubles as my brow color in my foundation palette. So I'm going to go ahead and use that, and that's what I'm going to do my brows. But I will tell you, these tips you can do with any type of brow tool that you like. And the trick to brows is, one, making sure you have an angled brush. Or pencil if you choose. I choose to use a brush, and I choose to use a cream because I feel like it's most forgiving and it's easiest for us to do them when you are mature, and it makes them more natural looking. Okay, so I'm going to take this little clip and pin this hair out of my way so that you can kind of see what I'm doing here. That's a cute look, isn't it? All right. So when you think about your brows, they literally frame your face, and they make all the difference in your eye look. So when you think about, how do I know, where do my brows start, where do they end, where do they peak, how do I do it? So here's what you have to remember. One, your eyebrows are sisters, they're not twins. Now when I say that, we don't want them to be distant cousins, so we don't want to have one eyebrow here and one eyebrow here. That would be distant cousins. But they are sisters, so one might be slightly different than the other, and that's okay. That's part of how you were created, okay? All right, so if you use any straight object, this is a flexible ruler, so it works well, and it's dark so you can see it. But you can also use, a pen, you can use a pencil, you can use your brush, whatever you use. So I've got my contour color. It's right here. I use Astoria, and that's the color I'm going to use for my brows. And I'm going to mark them to begin with so that you can kind of see. It's really like paint by number. Okay? So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to put a little bit of that brow color on your brush, just a little bit. And if you hold this above where your brows are, or your natural brow, just at the start of your brow, right? You'll see that's where the height of your lower brow is, okay? So if you kind of mark that a little bit, you'll be able to, and this one I kind of got a little dark, but that's okay. But if you mark that a little bit, that's a good starting point to see where they are, okay? The next thing you're gonna do is actually mark the lower part of your brow, and just at the beginning, that's it, just the beginning. So where you want your natural brow. So you can follow the natural brow that's there, or you can create it for yourself. So if you just go right in here, and I use this because I make sure that it's even all the way across, and then I'm just gonna put a little dot there and a little dot there. And I think you can see those. Here, let me darken that a little bit. Okay, so that's kind of the starting point, and or where they the height and the bottom. So now, where do my brows start? Where do they peak? And where do they end? So if you take a ruler or any flat object and you run it alongside your nose and right up the corner of your eye, that's where your brows start. So you can mark it. See that? I just put a little line there. And then I'm going to take the same thing and I'm going to do it on this side. And I'm going to mark it. okay? And then I'm going to take that same line and actually take it this way. I'm going to turn this so you can see it. I'm going to take it alongside my nose and I'm going to run it up through my pupil. See that? And that's where my brow should peak, or up towards along the side of my iris. That's where my brow should peak. So I'm going to just put a little dot there. And I'm going to put one on this side. And that I might have put a little too high, but it's okay. And we're going to put a little dot on this side. I usually do this with a pencil, so it puts a much smaller dot. And then we're going to take this and we're going to run it along the edge, outside corner of our eye. And I'm going to turn this way. And that's where our brow should end. Okay? So then we're going to run it along this side. And that's where our brow should end. Now it's just a matter of let's connect the dots. So when you hop on, say hello. So I'm going to put some cream on my brush, and I'm just going to take this bottom one here, and I'm going to bring it up to that peak dot that I created. See that? And then I'm going to take it down to this end. So that's a really dramatic arch. So I can change that arch as I add more product, or I can soften the arch by filling in a little bit in here, but that gives you a base. Then I'm going to take this upper part here and I'm going to bring that right to the arch. See that? So I'm just kind of drawing an outline, and then I'm going to just continue this down here. Easy, 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 easy. And then all I'm going to do is just take that bottom line and push it up, because there's product in there, and I'm going to take the top line and I'm going to kind of pull it down, and that's going to kind of fill that in so it's all colored in with the cream. See that? It was easy. How easy is that? Now, if I didn't want as dramatic of a brow, and look at the difference between this side of my face and this side of my face. Do you see how it really frames your face? So if I didn't want that much of an arch and I wanted more of just a slight angle, I could take this and I could instead come a little bit lower in here, fill this in, and not go as high on the arch. I happen to like a high arch on my brow, but it's whatever you like best. So let's do the other side. So again, we're going to dip our brush in some product. We're going to take that bottom dot that we put there, and we're going to bring that right up to that arch dot that we put on there. And then we're going to bring it down. So you see, same line. And then we're going to dip it, and we're going to take that top one. We're going to follow it over to that arch spot again and down. And then we're going to take it and push up and pull down. And then we're just going to fill it all in. Now remember, your brows are sisters. They're not twins. And sometimes we can get very OCD, at least I know I can, on making sure that they're absolutely perfect and they're identical. But they're not going to be. Because you know what? You weren't created that way. All right, so then we take our brush and we just give them a little brush, just like this. Now, I used to always map out my brows like that every time I started doing them, and that's it. Look at the difference that it made. So if you want to double check, you can kind of do this, and you can make sure that's right. I don't think you need to, because they don't need to be perfect, but you can see the difference that it makes in your face. That's it. That was my brow tutorial for you today, so that you know how to start your brow, how to end your brow, and where your brow peaks. But again, totally up to you where you want that to be. You can, if your brows are super thin like mine are, you can pretty much do your own thing, or you can follow the line that you already have. And then the last thing, if you want to create a more dramatic look, or you want to give your eyes some lift, you can actually take, let's soon as I find it, you can actually take a thin brush like this, pick up some highlight color or some brightener or even some illuminating powder, and you can actually go underneath and just brighten that up underneath, and that'll actually give even a more, a sharper appearance to your brow. See that? So you can define it and it brightens up your eye. So that is my brow tutorial for you today. Hopefully it helps. I will tell you, I was one that never did my brows and really didn't understand the whole purpose of doing my brows. I didn't really think that it made that all much difference until a very dear friend of mine said to me, "You wear makeup all the time. Why don't you do your brows?" Well, I don't, because I don't really know how. And so she showed me how, and now I can't not do them. So there's times where I won't wear makeup, but I will always, always, always have my brows on because I feel like an alien without them. All right, you guys have a great day. That's it. It was all about those brows today. So if you benefit from my tips and tricks and you would like to share them, I would be forever grateful. And you guys have a great day. God bless. Bye-bye.